All right. Hello, fight fans. We are joined by Jeff Fenech and, of course, Brock Jarvis. Now, for those of you who don't know, and you maybe been living under a rock, Jeff is a 3-time world champion. He also trained Mike Tyson. And Brock is a new upcoming fighter with a 20-0 record with 18 knockouts, right?
That's right.
All right, we're going to ask you a few questions, that's all right, and we're going to start with Ali.
Okay, guys, this is for both of you. So, what fighters impressed you tonight and why?
All the fights have been great, they've been really competitive and well matched. But the first fight, the little 15-year-old amateur boy, that was from France and Italy. I think that he's got an amazing future. I think that he can be very, very special.
What's so special about him?
Oh, he had a great distance, had a great eye. Every time, he not just put on a great fight, but he just showed amazing poise for a guy that's having his first fight. I really seen something special in him.
Brock, and you?
Yeah, I just enjoyed watching the heavyweights just then slug it out. I think it was Chino who got the win.
Did Gino?
Yeah, good win, it was good.
Okay, brilliant.
All right, excellent. Now, you guys have been to Thailand quite a few times. What is it about Thailand that actually keeps bringing you back, and how is it training in this gym, the box?
Yeah, well, it's always, since Brock had his first professional fight here. Yeah. And ever since then, we've come back and we've sparred with amazing, talented Thai fighters. And as people don't know about Brock, when he first fought, he fought at 51 kilos. Yeah. Wow. And now he's fighting at 63, so he's gone through 8 divisions, but we've always came with our training camps. We love the weather, we love the heat, and we get competitive sparring here. So we always come and start our sessions here, but yeah, Brock loves it, we love it here.
Absolutely. So Brock, what about you? What do you enjoy about Thailand the most?
I love being here. I love the heat. Great training facilities here at the Ambassador, and I love the people.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. Brock, this is a question for you. You touched on it a little bit just in the last question that Jim asked. So does it make you feel nostalgic being back in the same venue where you had your first professional fight?
I love it here. I love, always love coming in, watching the shows here. They always put on great shows here at the Ambassador, and it's really pretty cool, that I had my debut here, it's pretty awesome.
But could you kind of see yourself in some of the fights tonight? Because some of them had their debut. Could you sort of be like, oh yeah, I can relate to that because I had my first fight here as well. I was going through those nerves. I know how you're feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched, like Jeff was talking about before, that young 15-year-old had his first fight here, and it reminds me of myself.
All right, a question for you, Jeff, if that's all right. Now, as you've probably seen, we've seen people like Tyson, Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr. all coming back for these exhibition fights. And now, soon, in a few weeks, we're going to be seeing Ricky Hatton fighting in an exhibition fight. Do you think you might be interested in doing something like this?
Definitely not. I think in this day and age, with the concussions and things that are happening, and looking at people at the end of their careers, I just think, look, what Mike Tyson done was amazing. For him to show people at his age, the way he got fit and done that, I think it was a great example for anybody that wants to do something. But when you think of health and safety, I don't think it's good at all. I think Ricky is one of the greatest fighters in history. He beat Costa Zoo. He's beat some amazing fighters. He's fought some of the greatest fighters in the history of our sport. But I think, listen, there's a time, there's a use-by date for all of us. And I think that, listen, I think without any doubt we should think about health and safety today and what's going to happen 10 years down the track. I mean, look, I'm not sure what he's doing for training, if he's sparring, but listen, if he's getting hit in the head in his 40s and 50s, I don't think it's good.
No, I completely understand that. Now, I think we've seen Tyson fighting Roy Jones Jr. because that was a fight we all wanted to see, obviously 10, 15 years ago. Was there ever someone that you wanted to fight back in your day that you didn't get the chance to?
To be honest, look, there's that old question, would you change something if you could? But you can't change nothing. So no, I would have fought anybody if there was anybody in my division. I don't have to mention names, but whoever was number 1, number 2, number 3, I fought them all and I defeated them all. Have a look at the Mexicans. I beat 4 of the greatest Mexicans in history. I fought Zuma Nelson 2 times. My third fight at that old age wasn't a fight to me, but I fought the greatest fighters in the world at the time. That's all you can do, and that's what this young guy is doing. We've never taken shortcuts. Everybody that he's fought's been experienced and great, and that's what we want to do. We want to leave a great legacy. When me as a trainer, Brock as a fighter, me as a fighter, and Brock, we want to have a great legacy.
Absolutely, thank you for that.
Okay, Jeff, question for you again. As a trainer, you train the likes of Mike Tyson, Sakio Bika, Vic Darchinyan, to name a few. What attributes and habits could fighters from this event learn for them to follow in their footsteps?
Well, I've trained, like I said, all those guys. Some have been world champions, some haven't, some have been right to the top. But the kid to my left is maybe the kid that I've enjoyed training the most. He's given me the most in every aspect. He's maybe the fittest guy I've ever trained. Reminds me a lot of myself. But look, the thing that I tell everybody, everything comes from preparation. It was like when I fought my first 15-round fight in my 7th fight. Everyone was saying, how's he going to fight 15 rounds? He can't go. Man, I've done it 100 times in training. My preparation was perfect. So preparation is everything. Don't get in the ring thinking that you can do something unless you've done it before. You've got to practice, and practice makes perfect.
Okay, and Brock, to spin off of that, what makes Jeff such a great trainer? You can train with anybody in Australia. Why did you choose him? Obviously, you mentioned before off the mic your family, friends, but what makes him so great? Why, he's obviously a real key to your success.
Yeah, Jeff's been there and done it, you know. His experience, and I believe Jeff's the most knowledgeable boxing trainer in the world. I think he's very smart, and I really listen to what he has to say because I know it's very valuable.
People talk about trainers. I don't want to be a trainer. I want to be a teacher. I want to be able to show people how to do things. I don't want to tell people to punch a bag and do things. I want to actually show them how to do it, make them feel better. And if that happens, then you know you're doing the right thing.
And the key is they have to listen to you, right? Like you said, you listen to him, and that's the whole point.
Well, it's not just about listening. It's about when you show somebody how to do something. If it feels better, then it's obviously better. So, and that's what I do. Like I said, I've trained the great Mike Tyson. I've trained, like I said, the boys you mentioned, plus many other great Australian boys. And like I said, hopefully I didn't train them. I taught them things, and for me, that's the most important thing.
Fantastic.
And I've got just one more question for you, Brock, if that's all right. Now, I recently watched your fight against Frias. It was a very, very exciting fight. What have you been working on since then, and what is your game plan going into this next fight?
Look, no game plan. I want to fight whatever's in front of me. I can't go out and I expect to have a plan when he's fighting me also. So really, I've just got to I've got to fight what's in front of me, and that's all you can do. And I'm preparing for that, and I'll be ready for whatever.
Again, you asked that question. I love to answer it. You just take it round by round. For instance, you can watch somebody fight, but he's fighting somebody different. He hasn't fought Brock before. Right. So that's how we work out. My job will be watching from the opening minute, and Brock will be listening to my calls. And Brock is a special guy who can adapt to all different kinds of fighters. And like I said, against Frias, this is what you got to think of. People look at him, Brock got hurt and stuff. What people have got to look at is he's the guy who got beat up for 2 minutes and was able to sit down over a minute and come back and change a fight. That takes an amazing character, an amazing human to be able to do that, and somebody who has amazing self-belief. And that's what this kid has. Just think if somebody bashed you up for 2 minutes, you go and sit there and geez, I'm going to go back out. Is that going to happen again? It didn't happen. He turned it around. That's why he's going to be such a great fighter.
It was a fantastic fight, and I'm really excited for the next one, Brock. Guys, thank you so much for being with us.
One more.
I'm going to just say one more thing before we go also. To the guys from TBC and the Box Thailand, mate, they're amazing people. Paul's been amazing to us. I hope everybody that's listening to this keeps supporting them because they are a great team and they're going to get bigger and bigger and better.
Excellent.
Just before we go, guys, one more question. There's a lot of amateurs that are cutting their teeth here, trying to, progress into the pro ranks. As a coach, what qualities do you look for in an amateur fighter for them to eventually progress to fighting into the pro ranks? What are you trying to find?
Well, the game's so different today. Back in my era, in the 80s, everybody that was a great amateur turned pro for a reason. They got signed up. And now the amateur boxing is so different today. But I watch these guys today and they remind me of pros. These are professionals fighting today. Young guys who are going to be good professionals. Some of those guys that I watch at the Olympics, I don't even enjoy that. I don't even call that boxing. I don't know what that is. That hit and run and all that crap. I don't like that stuff. I like guys to learn. They're trainers, amateurs, to become professionals. So you're an apprentice as an amateur to become a good pro. And both sports are so different today that it's upsetting for me. And let me just say one thing about today. The judging here today has been amazing. Every fight that's been close, the person who won. When there was a draw, it was a great fight. And I've enjoyed that tremendously. So I take my hat off to all you guys.
Good, that's great to hear from you. Okay, guys, we're coming up with our co-main event in a sec. Don't go anywhere.